Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is July 25th, and we're going to start off as we always do on a positive note. That's right, these are your pro wrestling birthdays. 1915, Canada's own Whipper Billy Watson. 1931, the Cowboy Nelson Royal. 1967, one half of ECW's Pitbulls, Pitbull number 2. And last but not least, 1981, the WWF's own Finn Balor. And we're going to keep that positivity train a-rolling. That's right, these are your pro wrestling history highlights for July 25th. Jumping in the Wayback Machine and going all the way to 1953, where we see the Blue Demon defeat El Santo in Mexico City, Mexico, for the NWA World Welterweight title, ending Santos' second reign with the title. 2 years later in 1955, Frank Jers defeats Sonny Myers for the NWA Southern Junior Heavyweight title in Alabama. 3 years later, 1958, Sonny Myers wins a tournament final in St. Joseph, Missouri for his 9th Central States Heavyweight title. The belt had been vacated months earlier by Richard Brown. Grabbing my bell bottoms and going to the 70s, 1977, Captain USA, aka Big John Studd under a mask, defeats Bruiser Brody for the American Heavyweight title, later to become the world-class World Heavyweight title in Fort Worth, Texas. This ends Brody's second reign with that belt. Grabbing my boombox and going to 1980, Ken Mantell defeats Wahoo McDaniel in a tournament final to win the Mid-South Louisiana Heavyweight title. Junkyard Dog had been forced to vacate the title after he was blinded by the fabulous Freebirds. Moving to 1983, Jimmy Garvin defeats Kevin Von Erich in Fort Worth, Texas to win the American Heavyweight title. The title had been held up following a controversial no contest between the two on July 11th. This ended Von Erich's 4th run with that title. Sticking in 1983, Jerry Lawler defeats Ken Patera for the AWA International Heavyweight title in Memphis, Tennessee, starting his second reign. Jumping ahead a whole decade to 1993, hell freezes over as Jim Cornette, the head of Smoky Mountain Wrestling at the time, debuts for the WWF at a TV taping in Alexandria Bay, New York. Cornette goes on to become the American spokesperson for Yokozuna and manage his Smoky Mountain Wrestling charges, the Heavenly Bodies, who debuted that same night. And last but not least, 1999, WWF holds their fully loaded pay-per-view with 4 title changes. First, Jeff Jarrett defeats Edge to win the Intercontinental title. Second, Bradshaw and Farouk defeat Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, with Michael P.S. Hayes in a handicap match to win the WWF Tag Team titles. Third, D'Lo Brown defeats Mideon to become the WWF European Champion. And the fourth, out of all the title changes, Big Boss Man defeats Al Snow to win the Hardcore title. Those were your short but sweet pro wrestling history highlights for July 25th. I'm the eclectic gentleman, Stephen Watts, and we'll see you tomorrow.
But to return to Mr. Galindo, the big question now is, which one's got the Tony? But wrestling looks more strenuous, and with another pair on hand, you've got Rough on the Red.
For the fans, by the fans, WFIA, the legendary wrestling fan organization that started back in 1967, is back, more interactive and better than ever. Whether you're a fan, wrestler, or promoter, join WFIA, Wrestling Fans International Association, and see what WFIA can do for you at thewfia.org. For the love of the art, the business, and the community, thewfia.org.